Hey guys, it's Mr. Mason here. Today we're doing our Bible study out of Luke chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. This is the story of Jesus healing 10 people with leprosy. And so leprosy is a skin disease that was really, a lot of people had it back when Jesus and his disciples were alive, and it was contagious, which means that it could move from one person to another person. And they didn't really know a cure for leprosy during those days. And so when people had it, they would get sores on their bodies. It would make them sick. They just weren't very healthy, and there wasn't much that people could do for them. And they didn't really understand diseases or sickness at this time. And so when someone got leprosy, they were called a leper, and they were basically sent out of the towns. Because people didn't want to be around them because, they didn't want to get sick. But then because of that, lepers were kind of looked down upon, like they had done something wrong in order to deserve leprosy. And so whenever we read these Bible stories about lepers, we know that these are people that don't hold a very high place in their towns or their cities. They're looked down upon, they're cast out. All because of something that they can't control, which is this disease. And so our story picks up, and Jesus and the disciples are traveling, and it says that on the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. That's 10 people with this disease. And they see Jesus come into their town, and they walk up to him. It says, keeping their distance, they called out, saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. Prostrating means like he fell on his knees and was like bowing to Jesus, thanking him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, were not 10 made clean, but the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to him, get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well. So in this story, these 10 people with leprosy come to Jesus asking him to heal them, and he does. Kind of in a roundabout way, he tells them to go to the priests, the ministers in their community, and the ministers will wash them and make them clean. But because they have faith in Jesus and Jesus' orders and teachings, they're healed on their way there. And so only one of the 10 of them comes back to thank Jesus and praise God. And that one is a Samaritan. And if you guys remember in our reading about the Good Samaritan and the woman at the well, we know that Jews and the Israelites did not like Samaritans. People in Jerusalem or Galilee, they did not like Samaritans because they were foreign. Now today we know that that's not good to do. We should love our neighbor and love everyone as if they were from our country or from our own town or city, neighborhood, what have you. But during this time, people did not like Samaritans. And so when Jesus heals these people, he takes into no account that any of them are Jews or Samaritans or, what have you. And, but only the Samaritan comes back and thanks Jesus. And, I think Jesus is a little miffed in the story because he's basically given these people a new lease on life. He's changed their lives by healing them. And so now they don't have to be cast out from their towns and cities anymore. They can go live with their families, with their friends. They can go back to work, things like that. Things that they weren't able to do when they were suffering from leprosy. So in this story, Jesus looks at these people with leprosy who the rest of the city look down on, and even says that they keep their distance from Jesus. And I think part of that is probably that they're scared that he'll reject them because so many other people have rejected them. But Jesus doesn't. He heals them and sends them on his way, which is pretty awesome. And I think that one reading of this story is that when God does something, we should praise God, and we should give thanks to God, really for kind of everything we have, but in this scenario specifically because these people were healed. And so I think that's one way to read it, but I think another way to read it is that Jesus took care of these people that the society did not take care of. These people were, cast out because of no fault of their own. They did not choose to have leprosy. They didn't choose to be lepers. And Jesus saw that. Jesus knew that. And instead of sending them away, being scared that he was going to get leprosy, Jesus took care of these people. He took their disease away. And I think that we can do, similar things like that. There's a lot of people in our society that that I think we look down on as a collective group of people for no fault of their own. And so you can kind of think of these people with leprosy as being in a kind of prison that they were unjustly put in. Or you can think about it, there's a lot of people in our communities that are sick right now, and people are scared to be around them because they can catch the disease, which is fair, but we don't need to ostracize people or look down on them. Ostracize is another word for kind of cut them out of the community. Well, yes, we shouldn't be going around people who are contagious with a contagious disease. We can send them letters. We can send them, emails or text messages or call them, because being sick can be lonely, right? If people don't want to be around because they're scared that they'll get sick, that can make us feel pretty bad. And think about if you've ever had the flu or a cold and you have to stay home from school, and then, you want to be with your friends. And how would you feel if when you went back to school, all of your friends, stayed away from you and kept their distance? Didn't want to play with you on the playground or at PE or something like that. And so Jesus, through this story, really does something incredible by healing these people that no one else wanted to be around, and talking with the people that no one else wanted to be around, and taking care of them. And I think that we can learn a lot about that and do it ourselves. So, going out this week, maybe think about the folk that are sick. Think about people that aren't with their families for whatever reason, or maybe people that our society doesn't look upon with goodwill, and think about ways that we can help them and be more like Jesus in our story today. Whether that's, giving out food or writing letters or making phone calls to people who are in the hospital. There's any number of things that we could come up with and do together with an adult to take care of people that may feel like they're alone and who need some friendly faces and just some friendliness. So again, that was Luke 17, verses 11 through 19. If y'all want to go read it yourselves, I love this story, and I think y'all will too. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see you guys. Hope you're all being healthy and happy and staying safe this summer.